It was this, right? Or July the 15th, last week.
Yes, it was that.
Okay, and let's review that. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so here, to succeed in a job interview, you need to acknowledge the type of body signals you transmit to your interviewer. Firstly, you need to give an upstanding impression by making eye contact, which shows your engagement with the job offer you're applying for. In the same vein, you need to gesture appropriately to communicate your ideas. Thus, here the first mistake would be thus, because with thus, basically, as it's a transition, you have two options. You could use a period before and a comma after, or a semicolon before and a comma after. So you could use either this or this. That's the
Oh, okay,
first.
teacher.
Yes, always with thus. Uh, you could use here other options like hence or but thus is great, therefore, but I'm trying to say that with all of them, that's the form of doing the punctuation. Uh, accordingly, uh,
Okay, teacher.
for
Then
that
with
reason,
all of them, I need to put a point and comma.
a semicolon, it's called like that.
Semicolon.
Yes,
Yeah.
semicolon before and a comma after in all of them. Yes.
And a comma after. Okay, teacher.
Yes. If you already do it spontaneously when you're uh okay, so here I would change this. If you already do this spontaneously, uh when you're talking, then you have a good advantage. Otherwise, you must practice. I would change this completely. I would say if you already do this naturally when you are speaking, you have a significant advantage. If not, you need to practice. Moreover, open upward-facing palms demonstrate that you have nothing to hide and are assertive in what you're saying. Nevertheless, remember to put your hands in a neutral position when you're speaking. Finally, candidates with good posture indicate confidence. Oh, again, the same mistake. Therefore, so here, the same mistake. Therefore, hands, you could use here, hence, you could use here accordingly. You could use here, let me see, I have it here. No, not this one. Where is my... Oh, here it is. So here you could use as a result, thus, consequently, therefore, accordingly, hence, for this reason, for the reason. In all of them, you have two options: semicolon before, comma after, or period before, comma after, in all of them.
Okay,
But
perfect.
always, what?
Okay, teacher. I am
Okay,
perfect. I will use it that way.
great. So here, therefore, yes. Make sure you're standing straight and think of keeping your shoulders back rather than up. In particular, slouching can translate to a lack of energy. I would say here, translate to. Okay, so you're here at 9. Great.
The recording was fake?
The recording was fake?
They gave him money to endorse shoes?
They gave him money to endorse shoes?
And made it look like a bribe?
And made it look like a bribe?
Nick told you this?
Nick told you this?
You believe him?
You believe him?
It was Dean?
It was Dean?
Really?
Really?
Nick's teammate?
Nick's teammate?
Dean's sister was involved?
Dean's sister was involved?
They tricked him?
They tricked him?
Great.
She has brown hair and glasses.
She has brown hair and glasses.
She dreams of being a great star.
She dreams of being a great star.
I've been trying to speak to you.
I've been trying to speak to you.
That's the craziest story I've ever heard.
That's the craziest story I've ever heard.
He's the strongest player on the team.
He's the strongest player on the team.
A great player.
A great player.
Try to speak.
Try to speak.
A crazy story.
A crazy story.
Black hair and green eyes.
Black hair and green eyes.
A pleasant smile.
A pleasant smile.
Planning.
Planning.
Special.
Special.
Smile.
Smile.
Straight.
Straight.
Problem.
Problem.
So, Alex, are you saying that Jeanette Keating is going to start working at the Nightly News?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Really? Do you mean Jeanette Keating, the actress?
Exactly. And they're paying her a lot of money.
Exactly. And they're paying her a lot of money.
I don't get it. She's giving up her acting career?
Not really. Let me put it this way. She's gonna act like a reporter.
Not really. Let me put it this way. She's gonna act like a reporter.
I had a party at my place last Saturday. Never again.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It was a disaster. I tried to make curry. That was not a good idea.
Are you saying that it tasted bad?
Are you saying that it tasted bad?
It tasted awful. And the fruit punch I made was much too sweet.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, let's now see number 3. Okay, so here you have like, let's read, depending on a part of the world you're living, gift giving can be a simple or complex task to achieve, especially if you're dealing with Russian culture. Actually, you need to be careful with the gifts you buy or make because they could cause big misunderstanding. Okay. So in this case, depending on where you're living, I would say here in which you're living. in this part.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, well, and the other thing is, let me see understanding. We show some examples. Expensive presents may be perceived as bribes to, I would say, to give. Some examples, expensive presents may be perceived as bribes. Depending on the nature, here you need a comma. Depending on the nature, on the relationship you have with the person. Moreover, it is inappropriate to offer flowers, bundled in even numbers, or yellow flowers. Lilies, I guess that's the name. What? It's a flower?
Yes, exactly. It's the name of a flower.
Okay. And carnations, I guess that's the name. You need a comma after that. That's the only thing. Because they're associated with funerals. In addition, it's hard for a Russian to accept a gift. They initially refuse it. And then again, you could say here, therefore, with a semicolon before and a comma after. So,
Okay, perfect.
it's necessary to downplay it is necessary to downplay or minimize the gesture. On the other hand, if they continue to resist, you would place the gift on the table before leaving. That's what they generally do. If I ever meet a Russian citizen, I would definitely pay attention. So here you're using the if I ever meet, that's the it's not the present and real. So here you would use will.
Will. Oh, okay.
Yes, I will definitely pay attention to detail and act politely, not to act politely. You're trying to say that you're gonna act politely and pay attention, both of them, right?
Yes, by I mean act politely by paying attention to detail.
Oh, okay, to act. Okay, in this case, okay, this will be fine to act politely. I would take the number and the type of flowers into account and obviously make, so here you don't need a comma. Make it seem like it is not a costly gift. Okay, so here done. Okay, 100, 100, 100. Let's mark this.
Dean wanted Nick off the team.
Dean wanted Nick off the team.
Dean's sister was involved too.
Dean's sister was involved too.
They both tricked him.
They both tricked him.
Talia helped find out the truth.
Talia helped find out the truth.
She stopped feeling Talia helped find out the truth.
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 So I think you're missing something here. You're missing the pronunciation of truth. So it's like truth, not truth. It ends with a T. Okay, let's listen here.
Truth.
It's truth. Truth. I think you're only saying until here. Truth. Then you're saying truth, but it's truth. Oh, yes, it has a T sound on the end.
Truth.
Truth. What do you say here?
Talia helped find out the truth.
You're saying truth, but not truth. Like a D instead of a T. Like, I think that's there's something wrong there. Could you listen? I don't know if you realize.
Yes, only I'm just a little confused with the other pronunciation that we saw in the web because they're like, it says like truth with a TH sound.
Truth.
Truth. Yes. But what's the confusion there?
But then why you say that it has to end with a D?
Yes, it's sort of like a T. It's sort of like a T. Let's listen here.
Talia helped find out the truth.
Truth. When did I say the D? The D thing? Before
No,
or right now?
Then truth needs to end with a D instead of a TH. So, I mean the sound.
You're saying like, no, I'm like, it's like, it's truth. And you're saying truth. Without the H, I'm sorry, without the H. That's what I'm, it's very similar, but there's a problem there. You're saying like truth. You're saying like, let's listen again.
Talia helped find out the truth.
Truth.
Talia helped find out the truth.
Talia helped find out the truth.
Yes. Let's listen here. Hold on.
Trud. Trud.
It's like you're saying, like this truth, but it's truth. Like it's more pronounced at the end. Okay, but it's very similar anyways. It's very similar. Very subtle, but anyways, it's like yours is like this, truth. And this one is a little bit different. It's truth.
Oh, okay, so
Can you pronounce this one
okay, then
Oh.
truth,
and this one?
truth.
Exactly. That's the difference. You're saying this and it's this.
Ah, okay.
Yes, you're saying
Oh, okay.
truth. Let's
Truth.
listen.
Okay.
Talia helped find out the truth.
Truth.
Talia helped find out the truth.
A little subtle, right? But there's a little difference there.
Oh, okay, teacher. Then it's like truth.
Yes, truth. Yes.
Truth. Okay.
She stopped feeling depressed.
She stopped feeling depressed.
Please don't read this. Okay, when we do this thing, forget about this. Okay. It's not like it helps. So you only need to listen. Don't see this like it really. In some cases, it doesn't really make any sense.
Okay, teacher, I will consider
Okay,
it.
so that's very important.
Talia was disappointed.
Talia was disappointed.
She trusted Nick.
She trusted Nick.
She believed he was innocent.
She believed he was innocent.
A woman offered him money, and he accepted it.
A woman offered him money, and he accepted it.
Nick explained what really happened.
Nick explained what really happened.
I have to talk to Talia.
I have to talk to Talia.
Well, she doesn't want to talk to you.
Well, she doesn't want to talk to you.
But I've got to talk to her.
But I've got to talk to her.
I have to make her understand.
I have to make her understand.
She's got to believe it was a trick.
She's got to believe it was a trick.
I really want to become a reporter.
I really want to become a reporter.
I have to work hard.
I have to work hard.
But you've got to relax sometimes.
But you've got to relax sometime.
Do you want to go to a party?
Do you want to go to a party?
You've got to be kidding.
You've got to be kidding.
Are you free now?
Yes. Do you need something?
Yes. Do you need something? Okay, what do you need me to do? Sure, I can do that. Sure, I can do that.
I'm going out. Is there anything you need?
I've got to pick up my suit from the cleaners. Can you do that for me?
I've got to pick up my suit from the cleaners. Can you do that for me?
Sure. Anything else?
Yes. We need some milk. Can you buy some?
Yes, we need some milk. Can you buy some?
No problem. Anything else?
Well, yes. It's important that I send this package today, but I'll do that myself later.
Well, yes. It's important that I send this package today, but I'll do that myself later.
Okay, even though Chinese, American and Chinese cultures seem to be completely different from each other, great, you're using each other there. They both have similarities when it comes to choosing names. In fact, US parents often use contemporary trends based on their beloved celebrities to pick their child's name, just like Chinese parents do. Additionally, they both try to select names that resonate with their personal values, personalities in this case. Let's see if I can do this here. Personalities. And family heritage. Here. Family heritage. Not their family heritage. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. More in-depth traditions and the names, not names, of relatives can influence. Well, no, I think that's in the names of relatives and ancestors can influence naming decisions in both cultures. However, it is inevitable to point out some contrast between the two mentioned countries. While the typical US naming convention follows a first name, middle name, last name format, Chinese names usually consist of a surname followed by a given name. By the way, we need to consider that China has strict political regulations to ensure names are compatible with the character database used for official documents. Some names might be rejected if they include rare or non-standard characters. For instance, if Elon Musk's son was born in China, he wouldn't be called the name. Conversely, in the US, parents have a lot of freedom in choosing names, though there are generally few restrictions to prevent names that could be considered offensive or impractical. It is necessary to embrace the nuances between cultures and the complex Social rules of the seemingly simple act of naming a child. Okay, so the only mistake here, the other one is here. Of instead of in.
Okay.
Okay.
Talia isn't going to class tonight.
Talia isn't going to class tonight.
I think she's going to work late.
I think she's going to work late.
Her story isn't going well.
Her story isn't going well.
Is she going to keep investigating?
Is she going to keep investigating?
Is she going to become a reporter?
Is she going to become a reporter?
Are you going to the game?
Are you going to the game?
Is Nick going to play?
Is Nick going to play?
Is Nick going to prove he's innocent?
Is Nick going to prove he's innocent?
He's going to try his best.
He's going to try his best.
I think he's going to Talia's office.
I think he's going to Talia's office. I think he's going to Talia's office. I think he's going to Talia's office.
So here you didn't pronounce the he.
Yes, I don't know if in those cases when there is the he's inside the sentence and not at the beginning, there was like a section where it says that it doesn't have to be pronounced, or I don't know if there are like
Yes?
yes,
I'm not sure
I
though.
could review it. I don't
Please,
so. It
but
wasn't
okay.
in B1, it was in the section B, I guess, in pronunciation of that it was of
I
his,
don't
it was like he.
like what? Instead of his?
Instead of
Like
his, like
his?
more like thing is not like pronounced the his.
How
The
would you
H.
pronounce? Only the
Think
is?
think is like
I think he's
only an I with an S. But I will look for it
yes,
right now.
an
So
E and an E and an S?
yes, an I and
An
an
E.
S.
Why an I?
Like the sound of like he will like I mean the E
An I
sound,
or an S? Or right? An I or an E?
an I.
Like this.
Yes, the pronunciation I mean.
Like I think is.
I think is yes, exactly without the H. But I'm going to look for it and to show it to you so we can clarify it.
Yes, can you please show me that? But like I think he's going is yes without the H could be like is.
I think he's going to Talia's office. I think he's going to Talia's office.
Will you please show me that? Okay, but I'm not sure that's the case in this
Okay.
one.
What does Nick think of it?
What does Nick think of it?
At first, he didn't want to deal with it.
At first, he didn't want to deal with it.
Now he says he won't put up with it.
Now he says he won't put up with it.
I hope things work out.
I hope things work out.
Me too. I've always looked up to him.
Me too. I've always looked up to him.
Can I look at your newspaper?
Can I look at your newspaper?
I want to catch up on the news.
I want to catch up on the news.
Sure. What's going on?
Sure. What's going on?
There's a story coming out about Nick.
There's a story coming out about Nick.
Are they really going ahead with the story?
Are they really going ahead with the story?
How do you feel about Professor Travis?
Actually, I think she's great. Why? What do you think of her?
Actually, I think she's great. Why? What do you think of her?
Oh, I like her too. Are you getting a lot out of the class?
Definitely. In my opinion, it's a great class.
Definitely. In my opinion, it's a great class.
What'd you think of this week's homework assignment?
You know, I'm not really sure. I haven't started it yet.
You know, I'm not really sure. I haven't started it yet.
Teacher, I found the lesson where it
Which
talks
one is?
about the loss of the H sound. Is beat point 2,
Okay,
pronunciation loss of the H sound for nouns.
great. Let's see. Mm.
I don't think he did it.
Yeah, this is fine. But you're not losing the E. That's the thing there. Like here, tell him. Instead of tell him, tell him. Yes, it always happens, actually. Believe him.
And you believe him?
Problem for him.
Making money is not a problem for him.
Yes, tell her.
Amy, tell her.
Yes, exactly. This is great, actually. If you're trying to, yes, this you should definitely focus on this. However, the problem here is that here you're trying to say, I think it's this one. I think he's going. Instead of I think he's going, you could say I think he's going.
I think it's going to Talia's
Oh,
office.
that's what you said.
I think it's going to Talia's office. I think it's going to Talia's office.
I think he's going. He's going. I think he's going. I think he's going. I think he's going.
I think it's going to Talia's office.
Thing is going.
I think it's going to Talia's office.
It's going. He is going. He's going. I see this. It's just a little bit complicated, but let's see.
I don't think he did it.
Mm,
He might owe a lot of people money.
He's a soccer star.
He's going. Is. Okay, hold on, please. I'm trying to.
Don't worry, I will wait.
Okay.
He.
He's.
Is.
Okay, yes, you did pronounce. I think it's going, but I'm not sure you can use it with an S. That's the thing. It seems
Okay.
weird to me. Like here, I think it did it. Believe him, problem for him, Heller. So no.
Oh, when we were talking then about possession, we pronounce the H.
No, I think the problem here. Things going. Thing is going. I think
I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it.
you're trying to say this. You're trying to say this, right?
Yes.
This is weird to me. Because you already have a contraction there. I think this is wrong, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure I'm sure, really. I've never heard of this form. What you're trying to do is correct, but I think that the problem here is that you're trying to put these. I think you can't reduce this one because you already have one apostrophe. It doesn't say anything here about it. It's the instruction is very short, but I don't think you can do this. I think it's going because what it sounds to me is like this. I think is going. It
Okay,
sounds like this. I think it's going to Tali's office. If you listen,
I think it's going to Talia's office.
I think it's going. That's the problem there. Because you're trying to reduce too much. I don't think you can do this. The double reduction, right? Because you're trying to reduce the H. And you're trying to reduce here the S. I think that you can't do that.
Okay, teacher. Then to not make misunderstandings, it will be better to pronounce it PH in this type of cases.
In this, yes, but I'm not trying to encourage you not to use this reduction. It's really good if you use this reduction. It's great actually. People talk like this, in fact, but here it really doesn't work.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
so that's the thing there.
I am so excited about the France versus Mexico match tonight. Yeah, me too. Do you think Mexico will win?
Yeah, me too. Do you think Mexico will win?
Absolutely. They have some really good players on their team.
Yes, but what do you make of Roberto Montoya? He hasn't been playing very well lately.
Yes, but what do you make of Roberto Montoya? He hasn't been playing very well lately.
Well, that's because he had an injury, but I think he's fine now.
Well, if you ask me, France will win. Their forward, Luc Bernard, is a great player.
Well, if you ask me, France will win. Their forward, Luc Bernard, is a great player.
Okay, nowadays we're living in a society. We're gonna do the last form because this one really didn't work. We're looking at society. What's the last thing here? Nowadays we're living in a society that grows constantly. Technology has lightened our lives, but at the same time, it has brought new ways to scam people on the internet. The risks of exploring the web are enormous. That's why here you need to use semicolon. That's why we're currently focusing on identity theft. Primarily, you must regularly review your credit card and bank statement in order to check. Here you don't need to come. In order to check if someone has cracked your financial institution, even with small amounts of money. Moreover, it's essential to protect your accounts with a secure password, which has to be complex and unique. Some tips for being a good password manager include, I think here it will be include instead of is. Include avoiding using information related to your identity, such as your birthday or name. Instead, use at least 8 characters, including a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols. If you're not sure to remember all the codes, you'll need to install only antivirus software. in your computer or mobile device. On your computer, not in your computer. So you're not a victim of malware or hacking. Here you don't need a comma because this is not the so of like the so we're accustomed to. This is like so that, so you don't need a comma.
Okay.
Furthermore, you can enable two-factor authentication.
Then the
Therefore-
therefore. Yes, please.
Yes, the therefore. It's here. Where is that? Therefore, if your password is stolen, a criminal can get into your account without your smartphone, voice print, or fingerprint. Other advice that can be useful when navigated the internet, not on the internet, only the internet. Not on internet, the internet is not sharing important information on social media. And being cautious in websites that ask your personal, you don't need a comma, that ask your personal, ask for personal data, credit card number. Henceforth, with this recommendation, will you lower your chances of being a victim of identity theft? Okay. So we're gonna finish here. I need to jump on another class. Hold on. So I'm gonna, where is it? So we need to review C1 basically. Module C1, except the writing.
Perfect.
Let me review that. Okay, so I'll do a quick poll and then you can leave. Okay, see you tomorrow.